Goldfield, located at the base of the Superstition Mountains, is a popular day trip from Phoenix, Arizona. This ghost town is a rare find in the Southwest. It features old West-style buildings and a main street, offering a glimpse into the past. Is Goldfield a genuine ghost town, or is it a reconstructed tourist destination? I'll share its history, and you can decide for yourself. During the Wild West era, a prospector discovered valuable gold in the Superstition Mountains. News of the high-grade ore spread, drawing in more miners who eventually established the Mammoth Mine. This led to the birth of a new settlement around the mine. The discovery of a new mine added to the famous tale of the Lost Dutchman's gold mine, attracting more miners and settlers to Goldfield. The town quickly expanded, reaching a population of over 1,000. In 1893, a post office was established in this mining settlement, officially turning it into a town. Settlers quickly built a church, schoolhouse, general store, and meat market. A blacksmith and a brewery arrived, followed by saloons, a boarding house, and a hotel. The town and its population thrived for a while, but when the gold ran out, its growth came to an end. Goldfield became a ghost town in 1898, only 5 years after it was established, as the mines closed and people gradually left. The once thriving town saw a decline until it was completely abandoned, leaving empty buildings to be swept by the wind. Despite the persistent legend of the Lost Dutchman's gold mine, some prospectors stayed behind in Goldfield, attempting to locate it, while others aimed to reopen the old Mammoth Mine. Though they did find gold, it proved insufficient for sustainable living. In the early 1900s, a prosperous businessman named George Young introduced modern mining equipment and decided to revive the mines. This attracted settlers, leading to the town's revival in 1921, now called Youngsburg. However, Youngsburg's resurgence was short-lived, lasting no longer than Goldfield. Within 5 years, the town once again went to decline, becoming another ghost town. In 1966, Robert Schuss, a fan of ghost towns and mining, moved to the area with his wife. Intrigued by stories of a lost gold mine and the town it once fueled, they explored Goldfield's remains, discovering foundations and shacks. After more searches, they found the Goldfield Mill's location, purchased it, and decided to revive the town. Over 2 decades, they rebuilt the mining tunnel, restored the town's buildings, and in 1988, opened it as a ghost town attraction. Today, Goldfield is one of the main tourist attractions near Phoenix. The old buildings are now tourist shops, bars, cafes, and ice cream shops. Visitors can try gold panning, ride a narrow-gauge train to the mines, and experience a zipline ride. A highlight is the hourly weekend show on Main Street, where actors in Old West attire perform a gunfight. On weekends, the town is bustling with activity, reminiscent of its prosperous past. Parking lots are crowded, families explore the shops, and the train departs with a full load of passengers eager to try gold panning. The recreated bordello now hosts shops offering tourist souvenirs. Here you can explore various tourist shops like a leatherworks store, a jail, and many more fun places. Try the new zipline for a thrilling view of the Superstition Mountains in the town, or a 25-minute guided tour of the Goldfield mine. Goldfield offers a 20-minute ride on the Superstition narrow gauge railroad, with entertaining commentary from the conductor, as well as horseback or carriage rides from the livery for a different experience. Many Arizona locals are familiar with the Lost Dutchman legend, but separating fact from fiction is challenging. The Dutchman, despite the name, was actually a German prospector searching for gold in the Superstition Mountains. Legend has it he discovered a valuable ore, but never revealed its location. Whether this is truth or wishful thinking is unclear. In this area, I've heard various versions of the legend, and I'm not sure which one I prefer, but I can share a few. Jacob Waltz, a German immigrant known as the Dutchman, came to America in the 1830s. The confusion about him being Dutch may have stemmed from the German pronunciation Deutsch, sounding like Dutch to others. In his quest for gold, Waltz traveled across the country, staying briefly in various places, but never finding enough gold to settle down. However, in the 1860s, he reached Arizona and discovered a significant gold deposit in the Superstition Mountains. He fulfilled his dream by opening a small mine, sustaining himself for the rest of his life in solitude. Despite his success, Waltz kept the mine's location a secret. As he grew older and needed a caregiver, he still withheld the information until his deathbed. When he finally revealed it, he left clues on how to find it. However, these clues proved unreliable over time. Even today, some hikers hold on to the hope of discovering Waltz's hidden gold mine in the Superstition Mountains. An alternate version of this legend involves the Apaches who inhabited the region and were aware of a location rich in gold. Deeming it sacred, they guarded the secret, actively deterring anyone who ventured into the area from discovering it. Don Miguel Peralta, a Mexican, eventually stumbled upon this sacred place. Recognizing the risk posed by the Apaches, he extracted a substantial amount of gold from the mine, concealed its entrance, eradicated any signs of his presence, and departed with his fellow prospectors. However, the Apaches caught up with them, resulting in a massacre, except for 2 fortunate survivors. When Jacob Waltz arrived in the vicinity, he intervened to save the life of a Mexican, one of the survivors, who, in gratitude, disclosed the location of the gold mine. Waltz diligently mined the gold throughout his life, keeping its location as a closely guarded secret. Following Waltz's death, the discovery of gold-filled sacks beneath his bed led people to speculate that he had indeed found and mined the gold of the Apaches in the Superstition Mountains. In different versions of this legend, an additional German character is introduced as Waltz's mining partner. Together, they extract gold from the mine, but as the tale unfolds, the partner meets a tragic end, purportedly at the hands of either Apaches or even Waltz himself. On his deathbed, Waltz, burdened with the secret of the mine's location, entrusts this information to his caretaker. Unable to venture there himself, Waltz leaves behind cryptic clues or a map, but these ultimately prove futile in leading anyone to the elusive gold mine. Consistent across all versions of the legend is the assertion that the lost mine has never been rediscovered. It is shrouded in an aura of mystery, believed to be cursed or safeguarded by unseen guardians who zealously conceal its location. The only individual who succeeded in finding the mine was the Dutchman, who, under the condition of maintaining absolute secrecy, was granted permission to utilize its riches. Distinguishing fact from fiction in this narrative proves challenging, and it is widely speculated that the fabrication of the legend was largely influenced by media portrayals. The mystique surrounding the Lost Dutchman's gold mine is likely a product of storytelling over time. In the era of the Wild West, tales of elusive lost gold mines were abundant. One such tale might have remained just another anecdote had it not been for the influence of the media. The narrative gained traction with the death of prospector Adolf Ruth, who was in pursuit of this particular lost mine. The media of that time, always keen on sensationalism, elevated Ruth's demise into a major news story, framing it as a murder mystery. Despite the lack of concrete evidence pointing to foul play in Ruth's death, the story captured public attention and triggered a fresh wave of adventurers and gold seekers. Regrettably, none of the prospectors who ventured into the Superstition Mountains in search of the elusive mine ever returned, their fates remaining unknown. Some were discovered lifeless, while others simply vanished without a trace. Is there a guardian watching over the elusive gold hidden in the Superstition Mountains? Perhaps the Apache Thunder God. Some speculate that gold fever itself drives individuals to madness, leading them to turn on each other in pursuit of the precious metal. Some historians propose that the legendary Lost Dutchman's mine might be synonymous with the Mammoth Mine in Goldfield, the very mine that once breathed life into the town. The veracity of these tales may forever remain elusive, but the legend continues to thrive, enriching the Arizona's folklore. So, are you considering a visit to Goldfield? If you find yourself in the vicinity, why not give it a shot? While it may lean towards being a touristy destination, it's an enjoyable one. Especially if you have an interest in the Wild West, gold prospectors, ghost towns, and the history of that era, chances are you'll discover something new. Some might argue that Goldfield isn't a true ghost town due to most buildings being reconstructed rather than standing in their original state. However, the town occupied the same spot, twice in fact. The historically accurate buildings, even if repurposed, offer a glimpse into the past. While you shouldn't venture into the superstitions in search of the Lost Dutchman's gold mine, you can pan for gold in town for an immersive experience. If you're up for a hike in the superstitions, it's a worthwhile endeavor. Just ensure you have a companion, carry enough water, and stick to the designated trails. And whatever you do, avoid hiking there in the peak of summer. Instead, opt for the winter or shoulder seasons instead. And what is your own opinion about Goldfield in Arizona? Please leave it in the comments. If you like this video, hit the like button and consider subscribing to the channel.